Hi, I'm Ina, and I'm a coach for entrepreneurs who have been stuck at the same revenue level for way too long. Maybe you've been in this plateau for a year, 2 years, 3 years. I was stuck at $50,000 in revenue per year for 3 years. I felt like I was spinning my wheels, working so hard, but not actually making any kind of traction until I figured out this one thing. And I can tell you right now that this one thing is connected to not only 20 years of being a professional cellist, but it's also connected to the one thing that most entrepreneurs miss: the mental toughness that is required to actually make change in their business and take action quickly. So if you have been spinning your wheels and you feel like, maybe I'm not cut out for this, maybe I should just quit, I want to tell you there's a way to wire your brain for courageous action. Action that actually feels so good. I'm going to show you exactly how in today's video. A little bit of a backstory. I used to get excited about $10,000 quarters. I thought, wow, I broke the four-figure mark in a whole quarter. Now, after 7 years in business, going through 3 different niches, completely pivoting my business 3 different times, I have started from scratch. And in 6 months, since my last pivot, I've gone from 10K quarters to 10K weekends. And get this, I'm actually working half the amount that I used to. So when you do this one shift, it's easier than you think. My friend, you are working so hard. I know that you are getting up early in the morning. You are dragging yourself out of bed and you're sitting down at that dining room table to make sure your toddler doesn't hear you and come scampering down the hallway. You are thinking of ways that you can help the people that are on your heart, your ideal client. You are putting all your ideas in your idea notebook. It just doesn't feel ready to sell yet. You have all these offers that could change people's lives, but you are not taking action because you feel like you don't have your sales page perfect yet. You maybe feel like an imposter. Maybe you think you are behind. Maybe you're comparing yourself to other people who are in the same programs as you, or staying in that comparison trap as you're scrolling through Instagram. I want to tell you there is a better way. There really is. And you don't have to be stuck. So in the comments, I want you to comment "stuck" if this is you, so that I hear that you are getting this and that you are ready to hear a different approach. Most business coaches, they will tell you need to learn sales skills. You need to learn marketing skills. You need to have storytelling skills. And you take course after course, get free download after free download, grasping for the framework that's going to finally give you the answer. But here is what I'm going to tell you. I can tell you exactly why you're stuck. It's actually can be summarized into 7 categories. Okay, these are the 7 things that are actually keeping you stuck from reaching your 10K quarters, 10K months, whatever your goal is. So I can tell you this because I have been where you are. I've been a professional cellist for 20 years, an entrepreneur for 7 years, and I've gone through every phase of hardship in entrepreneurship you can imagine. I have almost quit so many times, it's not even funny anymore. But I continued because I figured out, okay, these 7 things that are actually keeping me stuck. So we're going to go through them and make sure you understand what each one is so that you can actually get past them, start taking action, and start creating a life that you don't want to escape from, a life that you're excited to go and work on your business and know that you're actually moving the needle. Problem number 1 is you are playing in your zone of excellence, not in your zone of genius. If you are creating an offer based on what you're good at, what you have been making money in previously, you're actually playing it safe. You are in your comfort zone and you're not giving yourself the best chance for success. Real success, abundant success is created in your genius zone. And this was one of the shifts that I created in the last 6 months since my last pivot. The path that makes my heart race, but yet is the most fulfilling thing ever. It is worth it. It feels risky, but I can promise you, if you pursue your zone of genius, not your zone of excellence, you will be so grateful every single time. Problem number 2 is you are a deadline adjuster. When I first started this YouTube channel, you can scroll all the way back, I think, to 2021 or something like that. It took me 6 months to create 4 YouTube videos. Now, I take 4 hours to create 1 YouTube video, from the writing all the way to when it is handed in and ready to be scheduled. So you are constantly moving your deadlines ahead and ahead. You tell yourself, I'm going to do a webinar on August 1st, and July 15th comes around and you have no idea how to make this happen. So then you shift it to September 1st. And once again, August 15th comes around and you shift it forward constantly. And I want to tell you, there is a better way. There's a way where you can actually know exactly how to fill webinars, exactly how to create something that's actually coming in this series. Definitely watch the videos that are coming after this in the playlist and you will get some answers there. The moral of the story is this: perfect never comes, and neither do the results when you're constantly pushing your deadlines forward. Problem number 3 is that you don't actually move when you feel the adrenaline of an idea. I recently read that when you have the spark of an idea in your brain, dopamine is produced. This means you have a burst of motivation, of energy, of happy feelings that you can actually use. You can start to infuse this dopamine into the way that you take action. I'm actually going to tell you a story of how I did this and sold out an offer that created a $10,000 a week for the business, simply by taking action and selling it out in 48 hours. I got on sales calls within 2 days after thinking of this idea, and it got sold out right away. What used to be an adrenaline-inducing excitement becomes an anxiety-inducing thing you start to procrastinate. And you add it to your to-do list instead of taking action right away. That's one of the biggest problems I see in entrepreneurs in their first 1 to 5 years. They don't learn how to take action when they feel the initial spark, and this holds them back. I don't want that for you anymore. So that's why that's problem number 3, not moving when you feel the adrenaline of an idea. Problem number 4 is you set small goals instead of big goals. When you set a big goal, your brain actually starts to work overtime to figure out, how do I create this? How do I put this into reality? One of the books back there, Think and Grow Rich, the author Napoleon Hill talks about how when we visualize our dream check, for example, for one person it was $1 million check, he would visualize this every single day. After doing this for 7 months, he finally got an opportunity to make that a reality. It's because he had programmed his reticular activating system, part of his brain, that you can actually notice certain things. If I say the word red, you're going to see the red books in the background. You're going to notice the red because this is your reticular activating system kicking in. Now, what if you were to program your brain for a big goal? How much likelier do you think you would be of success than programming it for a small goal? When you set small goals, you train yourself to think small. When you set big goals, you train your brain to think big. And this creates opportunities, it creates paths, new inspired ideas that, now that you know the principle of taking action with adrenaline, you can actually do something about it. Problem number 5 is you wait until you feel ready. You will never feel ready before you take action. Taking action makes you ready. The only way to become ready is to take some action to get there. You're never going to actually feel like doing the hard thing. You have to take action on it. This is something that I learned the hard way as a professional cellist. I would have ideas. I would have this gut feeling to take a creative risk on stage, like extend the timing by a split second of getting to another note, which actually makes a big difference. I would do it anyways because I knew the hesitation would keep me from making it convincing. Yes, there was a risk. I could completely derail the piece and bomb the shift and it would sound horrible, but it was worth it. You know what? I have been told that the way that I play the cello is the most persuasive, convincing way people have ever heard. And it is because I take these creative risks and I apply this to my business. I take creative risks daily. In fact, I hopped off of a coaching call with one of my business clients and I immediately started filming this YouTube video because I felt the excitement, I felt the adrenaline, and I knew, okay, I need to capitalize on this feeling so that it can be transferred into my people. You watching on the other side of the screen. Problem number 6 is you compare more than you take action. I actually have a client that started working with me beginning of the month, and she was telling me that she actually goes back and looks at the Instagram profiles and compares their wins and the things that they are selling and creating and everything that they're talking about to where she is at. People who started a different program at the same time as her. And she realized by saying that out loud that it actually was something holding her back. She has stopped doing that, by the way. But It's funny how our brains are constantly looking for evidence that it's possible. We are looking for evidence to what we believe constantly. This is our RAS, the reticular activating system, kicking in again. But the problem is if we compare more than we actually take action to reach that goal ourselves, we are going to be left behind. Our worst fear is going to come true. So we have to see that as inspiration that it's possible and move on from there. Take it as a fact, not attach identity or emotion to it, and keep going. If we compare more than we take action, it is the enemy of success. Comparison is the enemy of success. Comparison is stealing your action. This is honestly the most important one. You don't trust your gut. You see all these people online, what you wanted to do in 1 year, and you're 3 years into business not having done it yet. The number one reason you are still where you are is you don't trust your gut. You have this intuition on what to do in business, and you hesitate. The hesitation means you miss your chance. The blunt, hard truth is that you miss your chance when you don't take action and when you hesitate. You have talked yourself out of more opportunities than you have taken. And I want you to make a decision right now that this stops today. You are no longer going to talk yourself out of the opportunities that you feel inspired by, that makes your heart race, that makes your hands sweat, because you know that the level of care you have needs to weigh heavier than the fear. The fear has to weigh less than the level of care. We have to let our care weigh more, because otherwise we will never serve the people we went into business for. The good news is that there is a simple framework you can start following to get to 10K weekends. While I can't guarantee that number, I can guarantee you will start taking bold action courageously and feel like doing the hard thing. How could the hard thing feel easy? That is possible for you. I'm going to give you that exact framework. It's called my work quadrant framework for income producing activities. You can implement that as soon as you watch the video. So as soon as you see the next one, click play, watch that video. It is going to change how you batch your work, set yourself up for success, and know which activities are actually going to produce a result in your business. The real value is this. You'll be able to trust that your actions are moving you forward, not behind. That is what gets you unstuck. And that is how you can create a life filled with freedom, a life where you get to be that present mom or dad. When your toddler says, "Mommy, look at me," you will be able to be there fully present, already looking at them, not on your phone, and able to be the exceptional mom or dad that you always wanted to be. So click play on that next video. I will see you there.